The three most important things that every church should talk about, and Steve talks about it every Sunday, is where did I come from, or how did I get here? Why am I here? And where am I going? Origin, purpose, destination. Every church should talk about those every single day. And the problem is that the modern woke church, they're indifferent about the last two. They might say God created you, but they'll be like, well, you're here to live your best life or to love yourself. Everybody, you are not here to love yourself. You're here to do 4 words. Jesus said it. Love God, love people. 4 words. Every day you should be loving God and loving people. But love does not mean acceptance.
Yep.
If I saw that Steve was in a repeated, declared, sinful pattern of behavior, would it be loving or unloving for me to tell him? It would be unloving for me not to tell him. The loving thing is where you see a brother or sister stumbling for you to correct it. Now, you don't have to scorn. And here's one very important thing that I think people get mixed. It is a sin to humiliate. You should never humiliate somebody. Now, if they humiliate themselves, like many do on my college campus videos, they did it to themselves. But sometimes I fall short of this standard in my videos. I do, I acknowledge it. But if you see someone that is sinning, you take them privately, say, hey, you're not living Christ-like in this way, this way, this way. Either you're engaging in homosexuality, or you're fornicating, or you're cohabitating. And by the way, we're not just picking on homosexuality. If you are living with somebody before you get married, you are sinning, and that is the sin of cohabitation. If you are sleeping with somebody before you get married, that is the sin of premarital sex. And now, and even worse than even all of those, if you are sleeping with a married person or sleeping while you are married, that is the sin of adultery, which in the Old Testament was punishable by death. I'm not saying it should be punishable by death, but it was a very serious sin in the Old Testament, right? But if I see somebody either, they are not living in a standard befitting of God. They might be recklessly gambling. By the way, we have a huge gambling problem in this country. The sports gambling stuff is getting totally out of control. And young men, I want to tell you before football season kicks off, there's a much better use of your time than trying to do a parlay bet on DraftKings or FanDuel. Spend that money on yourself, by improvement on your family, or go buy Amazon stock. Don't go do that, okay? But that's a sin to gamble away. Or maybe you have the sin of drunkenness. Maybe you're just going out all the time and you're getting drunk. The point being is that a loving church, love God, love people, you love people by telling them the truth. And where the modern church has messed up, the church with the homosexual flag, they think the greatest sin is judging.